New York is one of the bill's co-sponsors, and he joins us now. Congressman, wonderful to see you.
Good to be here.
Is this one issue that is truly bipartisan?
Well, yes, it has been very bipartisan. Peter King on the Republican side and I on the Democratic side and a lot of other people have been working on this together for several years.
Now, you and I are from New York. In fact, you are my congressman. I live in your district. Does the bill have the same resonance for those people who don't live in New York or are not directly connected to 9/11?
Well, it should. And it's not only a 9/11 bill. It's a bill that clarifies the jurisdiction of American courts to hear claims by Americans against foreign governments that allegedly aided in acts of terrorism against the Americans on American soil. So God forbid if something should happen from some other government, this would apply there too.
Now, the president is going to veto. He said he's going to veto the bill.
Well, we haven't heard the president directly threaten a veto. The administration has had a lot of problems with the bill, and they've said that they didn't like it. And I think it's fair to say they urged us not to pass it, but both houses passed it by unanimous votes, and I'm not so sure they're going to veto it.
So have you talked to members of the administration about what the president should do when it lands on his desk?
Well, we haven't talked since the bill passed. We have not talked. It only passed a few hours ago. I'm sure we'll have some conversations next week.
Do you think you can persuade him not to veto it?
I'm not going to hazard a guess, but I think there's a very good chance that he will not veto the bill. After all, the bill passed by unanimous votes in both the House and the Senate, which means that there's a reasonable chance the veto could be overridden. Congress has never overridden a veto by this president, and I don't know that they particularly want to that they'd want to risk it now. In addition to which, the stated reasons for opposing the bill, they're worried about the Saudi reaction, et cetera.
Right.
The Saudis have a lot of interests that we have in common, and they'll get over it.
Well, the Saudis claim, and by the way, it's bipartisan for and bipartisan against. There's some Republicans who are against the bill as well.
Yes.
Could it spill over? This is what the Saudis claim, and other people who are against it who are not necessarily carrying the water for the Saudis. They say it could spill over and affect other issues. Is that possible?
I don't think so. The history of relations with the Saudi government over the years, and I'm just reading a book on this going back to the end of World War II, is that the Saudis will do what's in their interests on a given subject or on relations with the United States generally. It's very much in their interest now to have good relations with us. They are undergoing major shakeups in their society. They're having struggles with Iran. They need our help in many ways. They'll be annoyed at this, but I don't think it'll go much beyond that. Well,
Congressman Nadler, good luck with the bill, with selling it to the president in particular. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.